Okay, guys, as the video brought to a good point as Sheldon eating his sandwich, order of operation is important. We have order of operation, we can kind of think of kind of like an ice cream cone. P is your top scoop with parentheses. You have to do whatever's in parentheses has to come first. And then we have our second scoop, which is a flavor of exponents. Exponents, remember, is your base number, like 3 to the second power. What that means is 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Then, in the next layer of our ice cream cone, we have multiply and divide. It's whatever comes first. And then the same goes for the very bottom. We have add or subtract. It's whatever comes first. Just like an ice cream cone, guys. If you only eat one side, then the ice cream is dripping down your hand and making a mess. So you have to lick all the way around from top to bottom. And don't forget, like I said, it's important when you get down to multiply and divide and add and subtract. It's whatever comes first from left to right. Now let's look at a basic example of order of operation. We'll start with 4 times 8 minus 3 plus 6 squared. Following your order of operations, we need to do our parentheses come first. So we need to then tackle the 8 minus 3. 8 minus 3 is now 5. I want to bring down everything else the way it is. So then I need to bring down 4 times the 5 plus 6 squared. Following order of operation, we need to do our exponent next. And 6 squared is our 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 is 36. We'll go ahead and continue to bring the rest of it down. So then we have our 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And then that's all we had left. 20 plus 36 is equal to 56 for our final answer. Okay, now that we've touched on order of operations and gone through the basic review, now let's try it with our integers that we've been working with. So let's take a new problem. Negative 20 plus 6 divided by negative 3 minus 4 times 8. Following order of operation, we have no parentheses. We don't have any exponents to work with. So we want to look for any multiplication or division from left to right. As we follow along, our first multiplication or division is right here in the middle. 6 divided by negative 3. As you learned in your integer book the other day, if you'll look down toward the bottom, our little triangle method. We have our positive and our two negatives. So if we have a positive and we have a negative, the only thing left is a negative. So the answer is 6 divided by 3 is 2, and it has to be negative 2. I want to continue bringing down the rest of the problem exactly the way it is. So I have negative 20 plus negative 2 minus 4 or negative 4 times 8. Now it's okay to think of that as either a negative 4 or a minus 4. You're still going to come out with the same answer. So we'll go ahead and look at our multiplication next. So we have 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Go ahead and bring down the rest of our problem again the way it is. Negative 20 plus 2 more negatives minus 32. If you look in your flip book and adding integers, same signs, add and keep. So we'll go ahead and add and keep our sign. 20 plus 2 more makes 22. So we have 22 negatives minus 32. If we follow our flip book rule, we're going to have our leave, change, opposite. So we'll end up with negative 22 plus, because that changes to the addition, and we want to add the opposite of 32, which would be our negative 32. Same signs, we're going to add and keep the sign. So 32 plus 22 is negative 54. Okay guys, last example with integers. If we have negative 3 times 18 minus 7 plus 25 minus 9, but divided by 8. Following your order of operation, do we have any parentheses? Yes. We got to do that part first. 18 minus 7. 18 take away 7 is 11. Again, bring down everything the way it is. So we have negative 3 times 11 plus 25 minus 9 divided by 8. Well, following order of operation, we do not have any more exponents, no more parentheses. So all we have is multiply and divide. We'll work in that from left to right. As I see right here, we have negative 3 times 11 in the beginning. So again, don't forget your integer rules you have to take in place. So think about the triangle. You have your positive and your negative and your negative. The problem involved negative 3, so get rid of my negative, and a positive 11, so get rid of my positive. That leaves a negative answer. So that should be negative 33. Okay? Clear that off the board. Going back to our problem, I want to bring down the rest the way it is. Let me change that back, guys. Now we have 25 minus 9 divided by 8. Okay, so yes, we technically have a division problem. But before we can divide by the 8 on the bottom, we've got to subtract our top. We got to simplify our top. So simplifying the top part first. 25 minus 9. So if we set that up, 25 minus 9, 5 minus 9 doesn't work. You have to borrow. And we have our 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. Bring our 1 down. So now this part of the problem has now given me 16 divided by 8. And 16 divided by 8 is 2. I can go ahead and bring down the rest of the problem. Negative 33 plus 2 now is equal to. Following your integer rules, we have a negative and we want to add 2 positives. Now don't forget, when we have a negative and we put a positive with it, they cancel each other out, becoming a zero pair. So So I really don't want to add, I really want to subtract. So 33 take away 2 is 31. So we'll have more negatives left over. So I'll have negative 31. And that's our final answer.